2 more land-based empires today, no problem. Let's jump into the biggest rivalry of the early modern period, the Ottomans and the Safavids. If the College Board had a boyfriend, it would be the Ottoman Empire. They won't shut up about him. They're mentioned in the College Board CED 32 times. That's more than the United States. We're only mentioned 26 times. And our other 2 a day here, the Safavids, are mentioned a grand total of 5 times. That's the same amount as Germany, and Germany's only been around for like a minute. So when it comes down to all the land-based empires, double down on the Ottoman Empire. So let's start with the Ottomans. This period, 1450 to 1750, is kind of built for the Ottomans. The same way Russia is put on the map in this era, the Ottomans are put on the map in this era. The Ottomans, although they were around before 1450, really introduced themselves to planet Earth by taking down what I like to call downtown Earth, Constantinople, in 1453. We could go on forever about the Ottomans, but this is all review, so let's just run through the big things to know about the Ottoman Empire in the early modern period, 1450 to 1750. 1, the fall of Constantinople. There's a new kid on the block, and that kid's name is the Ottoman Empire. By Rome, there's a new kid on the block, and they will remain on that block until the end of World War I in 1919. 2, the Devshirme. Now, I'll save you the details that your teacher probably grossly got into in class. This is at best a recruitment system, and at worst a blood tax, where the Ottomans would go into Southeast Europe, kidnap Christian children, convert them to Islam, and raise them in the Ottoman traditions. Once in Istanbul, they would be tracked for different positions, government jobs, religious jobs, or, most infamously, the janissaries of the military. 3, the rivalry with the Safavids. Keep in mind, since the Ottomans have control of what I like to call downtown Earth as the meeting point of where Europe, Asia, and Africa come together, there's a lot of people that are going to claim to be rivals to the Ottoman Empire, but let's focus on the Safavids today. Why? This is not all about territory. This is the major religious fight between the Sunni Ottomans and the Shia Safavids. 4, millets. These are the nations that existed within the Ottoman Empire. So think of the Ottoman Empire as a vast multicultural society. Now, they are Sunni Muslim and they are in charge and they rule over everyone else. But to rule over a multicultural society, you have to be pretty tolerant, and for the time, the Ottomans were just that. Remember when Spain kicked out all the Muslims and Jews in 1492? Guess who accepted them with open arms? The Ottoman Empire. 5, don't make me say it. Tax farming. I don't care what you think of my channel. That's a quality episode. This is how the Ottomans farmed out their right to tax to the highest bidder to ensure a steady flow of income without having to vastly expand their bureaucracy. Okay, that's a quick review of the Ottomans. They are mentioned 32 times, so when you're done with Unit 3 and if you're looking back through all these empires, maybe double down on the Ottomans. And they are not going to go away. In the next period, their power is going to kind of start to wane a little bit, but they're not like the Safavids that like completely exist within this period, so stick with the Ottomans. Next up, the Safavids. Now, the College Board barely mentions them, so I'm going to barely mention them. In fact, let me save you some time here. There is one thing to know about the Safavid Empire. They follow Shia Islam, and they're wedged between 2 monster empires, the Ottomans on one side and the Mughals on the other. And so, as we've seen and will see, the Ottomans and Mughals are Sunni Muslims ruling over an incredibly diverse empire. The Safavids, not so much. The Safavids are Shia, and they require you to be Shia. In fact, the Safavids put Shiism on the map. They're the first major empire to be ruled by Shia Muslims. Before the Safavids, the Shia were always a minority in this caliphate or that sultanate. Literally, the only thing to know about them for this exam is they are Shia Muslim, and they're constantly clashing with both the Mughals and the Ottomans. And when I say clashing, I don't mean quarreled or had a problem with. They fought 9 wars with the Ottomans in this period. 9. All right, that's it. Focus on the Ottomans here, but don't forget about the Ottomans' little brother to the east, the Safavids, and their Shiism as the forerunner for modern-day Iran. All right, I feel like we're hitting our stride here. One more set of 2-a-days tomorrow, and then we'll be done with the land-based empires. I'll see you tomorrow.